Welcome to the VS Criminal Defense Attorneys podcast, providing an informative resource on criminal law with a specific focus on sex crimes. From protecting yourself from false accusations to understanding the exact boundaries of the law, being informed is always the best first line of defense. This podcast series is reviewed and approved by attorney Michelle Villanueva-Skura.
In this podcast, we'll learn why you need results-driven and aggressive representation for sex crimes in Arizona, and how you can defend your freedom from sexual assault charges and false accusations. Charges of sexual assault are taken very seriously in Arizona, with heavy prosecution and extensive stigmatization. If you are facing sexual assault charges, contact our Phoenix criminal defense lawyers at VS Criminal Defense Attorneys right away. Our lawyers are equipped to defend your rights and help you avoid the destructive consequences of conviction. First of all, let's review the things to avoid when facing sexual assault accusations. If you are accused of sexual assault in Arizona, it's important to handle the situation carefully and responsibly. Here is a general guide on what you might consider avoiding during this challenging time. First, and most importantly, do not speak to law enforcement without an attorney. It's crucial to exercise your right to remain silent and avoid making any statements to law enforcement without your attorney present. Anything you say can be used against you, so wait until you have legal counsel before discussing the situation. Always avoid contact with the accuser. It's best to refrain from contacting the person who has accused you of sexual assault, as any communication could potentially be misconstrued or used against you. Next, avoid discussing the case publicly. Refrain from discussing the case on social media or with friends, family, or colleagues. Anything you say could be used as evidence, and public discussions could negatively impact your case. Do not destroy or alter evidence. Tampering with evidence or attempting to destroy it can be considered obstruction of justice and might make your situation worse. Preserve any evidence that could be relevant to your case. Also, avoid violating any court orders. If there are court orders or conditions of release related to your case, be sure to follow them strictly. Violating court orders can result in additional legal consequences. Do not discuss details of the case with anyone except your attorney. The details of your case should be discussed only with your attorney, who can provide you with appropriate legal advice based on the specifics of your situation. Remember to avoid leaving the jurisdiction without proper permission. If you are required to attend court hearings or other legal proceedings, avoid leaving the jurisdiction without obtaining the necessary authorization from the court through your attorney. And lastly, under any circumstances, do not attempt to handle the case alone. Sexual assault cases are complex and serious, requiring legal expertise. Avoid attempting to navigate the legal process without the assistance of an experienced attorney. Every case is unique, and legal advice should be sought from a qualified attorney who can provide guidance based on the specific details of your situation. It's important to consult with an experienced criminal defense attorney in Arizona as soon as possible if you are facing sexual assault allegations. Now, let's understand the penalties of sexual assault in Arizona. Because sex crimes are so heavily prosecuted in Arizona, you deserve representation from a lawyer who truly knows the law and how to apply it. Our Phoenix sex crimes defense attorneys offer relentless defense to our clients, as any sex crime charge can be considered a felony with severe consequences. Under ARS Section 13-1406 and Section 13-1405, sexual assault charges are considered a Class 2 felony in most cases, and if you are convicted, you could face decades in prison. These are the convictions you could be facing. First, a charge of sexual assault with the use of date rape drugs will have a minimum, presumptive, and maximum prison time increase by 3 years. Next, charges of sexual assault with one prior felony conviction will have a minimum prison time of 7 years, a presumptive time of 10.5 years, and an aggravated maximum up to 21 years. On the other hand, charges of sexual assault with 2 or more prior felony convictions could lead to a minimum prison time of 14 years, a presumptive time of 15.75 years, and a maximum prison time of 28 years. Now, when facing charges of sexual assault with serious physical injury on the victim, the time sentence might increase to life in prison. Charges of sexual assault with victims of 15 years old or more can lead to a prison minimum time of 5.25 years, a presumptive time of 7 years, and an aggravated maximum prison time of 14 years. Next, we have convictions for dangerous crimes against children or DCAC, which include charges of sexual assault with 12, 13, or 14 years old victims. These carry a prison time conviction of minimum 13 years, a presumptive time of 27 years, and an aggravated maximum of 35 years in jail. Lastly, charges of sexual assault with victims younger than 12 years old will carry a sentence of life in prison. In light of this information, the question stands: when facing sexual assault charges in Arizona, why should anyone hire a Phoenix sex crime defense lawyer immediately? It is imperative to hire a Phoenix sexual assault defense lawyer as soon as you are made aware of the allegations against you. You can rest assured that law enforcement will leave no stone unturned in their investigation. So let our experienced attorneys begin building a strong defense as early in the case as possible. Retaining legal counsel when facing sexual assault charges in Arizona is essential due to the gravity of the accusations and the potential life-altering consequences that can follow. Here are several reasons why seeking the legal representation of VS criminal defense attorneys is crucial in such cases. First, we understand the legal process. An experienced attorney will guide you through the legal process, explaining each step and helping you understand your rights, potential outcomes, and available options. This understanding can help alleviate confusion and anxiety. Our attorneys are experienced with Arizona's legal system. We are familiar with local laws, judges, and court procedures, providing an advantage in building your defense. We care about the protection of your rights. A skilled lawyer will ensure that your constitutional rights are protected at all times, including your right to remain silent, your right to an attorney, and your right to a fair trial. We handle evidence collection and examination carefully. Our lawyers will thoroughly investigate the evidence presented by the prosecution. They will analyze the strength of the evidence, look for inconsistencies, and identify potential weaknesses that can be used to build a strong defense. We'll work together in the formulation of your defense strategy. Your attorney will work with you to craft a tailored defense strategy based on the specifics of your case. This might involve challenging evidence, questioning witnesses, or exploring legal defenses that could potentially lead to reduced charges or acquittal. Don't forget about our negotiation skills. Our experienced attorneys can negotiate with the prosecution for a potential plea deal or reduced charges, which could lead to less severe consequences than a full conviction. If a conviction is likely, our attorneys can work to secure the most favorable sentencing possible, taking into account any mitigating factors that might reduce the severity of the penalties. And lastly, we will work for the preservation of your reputation and future. A sexual assault conviction can have severe consequences on your personal and professional life. The lawyers at VS Criminal Defense Attorneys will work to protect your reputation and future opportunities. Remember that every case is unique, and only an experienced attorney can provide individualized advice and strategies based on your specific circumstances. If you are facing sexual assault charges in Arizona, it's critical to consult with a qualified criminal defense attorney as soon as possible to ensure your rights are protected and to receive the best possible legal representation. At VS Criminal Defense Attorneys, we take time to talk with our clients about their charges and gather more information regarding the situation. We carefully review all accusations, police reports, testimonies, and evidence so we can build a strong, individualized defense for our clients. As experienced Phoenix sexual assault lawyers, we are the #1 choice in Arizona. Our legal team at VS Criminal Defense Attorneys is available 24/7 to offer support, legal guidance, and consultations. To schedule your sexual assault case evaluation with our team of lawyers, call our office today at 480-923-9001 or visit us online at vsattorney.com. We are ready to defend your rights with confidence.
Thank you for listening to the VS Criminal Defense Attorneys podcast. VS Criminal Defense Attorneys are focused on offering clients personalized service and aggressive representation. Our attorneys are passionate about individual rights, government accountability, and personal freedom. No matter what you are charged with, our criminal defense attorneys will be there to guide you. Call today to schedule your strategy session. It is time to fight back.